Welcome back, everyone. NicknLex here. Thank you so much for joining me to another episode of Music with Nick. Today we got a marathon for GREYBEARD. Thank you so much, GREYBEARD, for reaching out and for supporting the channel, for making the video happen, and for choosing literally all new artists here on this one. I've not heard anything on this list, so I'm super excited. You know, trying to keep it. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I have heard Gentle Giant, but I think we've only done one reaction, maybe two, Alexia and I. But so I'm very excited about this. These are all longer songs, so I'm super happy as well about that. So we're gonna start it off with Curved Air, Over and Above. This is from Phantasmagoria, I think. This is I don't know if this is correct, but let's just leave it at that. Then we're gonna do Gentle Giant, In a Glass House, from the album In a Glass House, 73. And the last band is Greenslade. We're gonna do Melange, the song Melange, from the album Greenslade, 73. So I'm pretty sure that this Curved Air is also let's look it up. And I also got some information from GREYBEARD that the drummer, the drummer from Police used to be in this band, so that's kind of cool. But I looked up the album here before. Let me just do the year. Phantasmagoria. Let's see. Here it is. The year 72. Yeah, it says 2009. And while we're already here on the page, the musicians are let's see. So yeah, he's not on this album, like Police's drummer. But give me 1 second. But I do want to mention him, of course. How do we go back? Curved Air, and we're talking about, of course, Stuart Copeland, who is a big inspiration for a lot of rock drummers nowadays. So because he's just so good. But yeah, this one, he's not on there. But yeah, this is the lineup we're gonna do today. So you just give me 1 second, I'll be right back. All right, and we're back and we're ready to go. Let's kick it off with Curved Air, Over and Above. Here we go with some prog rock, jazz fusion, all mixed up together nice and tight. Here we go. they're not messing around. I mean, there's so many instruments doing so many different things. Beautiful. The xylophone, and these pedal notes. It's like, I don't know. It sounds like it's so good. The bass, the voices, even the voices are in a certain like, I don't know, some kind of time. But it reminds me a bit here of, I just did like this very long marathon Renaissance. So of course the female voice reminds me a little bit of Renaissance, but the music though is, it has classical elements, but it's more theatrical. This whole it's like really, really out there, really cool, very proggy, of course. And at the same time, you know, as Genesis and Yes, and our favorite prog bands, you know, of that era. So many, too much to name. Camel, oh my god. I mean, yeah, you know, King Crimson and all that good stuff. But yeah, this is definitely very out there, very cool, very different. Not as like what we usually listen to. This is almost a little bit more, you know, it's very progressive, you know. So, but I like that a lot. So let's just continue, and I'm gonna try and pay as much attention as I can to this. Here we go.
Just gone since the snow
this is insane. Very, very good. And we have sat in this room together, Greybeard and I and Alexia, and we've listened to like some really progressive stuff. Like I think we did uh I mean, we did about four things together: Kansas, Dream Theater. So, but not as progressive as this. This is almost, um, it's. I'm sure this is incredibly hard just to perform live, or just to come up with. I mean, it has some, this. The trumpets are almost like has almost like a like a comedic aspect to it, like almost like a laughing sound. I love it. And very, as one of the people that I follow that explain about music, he was talking about all the different, decades of music, how it turned almost visceral, and which is a good thing, for a prog, listener, or jazz, where it gets very chaotic, very almost like a cacophony of sounds. I enjoy that very much because then I go into it and I kind of like fish out all the good stuff, because everything is kind of like clashing against each other. And for a normal listener, this could be very like visceral, very almost like, oh, I don't like this. It's like I don't feel comfortable. But someone who loves music and studies music and goes into the theory kind of aspects, it's literally like, you know food for thought, for, I could maybe like try and do this on my instrument. What would it take? This is what I get from this, and this is why I love doing these reactions, because it is basically, I've said this so many times, but it's a musical education, by friends and family, because we are really close to you guys, and we email back and forth, and I talk a lot with Greybeard about many different things, not just music. And we talk about, when he's a jazz drummer, so he knows a lot, and this is the stuff he used to play. So we basically enjoy the same music. So I totally understand why he would send me something like this, because he knows that I'm gonna get it and I'm gonna like it, and it's really great. So thank you, Eric, for this. This is really good. Let's go back a little bit. Wow. That ending was just like, it's like, let's literally take it to the highest point of, you know and then just like, they didn't even do this like bow, that's, I mean, I guess that was more, that got in famous in more in the 80s. Like every song by Iron Maiden would and like with a little with with a kind of like you're on the chord and you just like slide it away, you slide it off, or bam, and this is just like they get up and the tension, this gets more tension, and then it's just like it's fantastic. It's just so different, that's what I like about music, that it's just like the get me to the unexpected, and I just like that. Okay, so this was one band from England, progressive band, but you would call, I mean, it had elements of everything, prog, a lot of classical influences here, not that much jazz. But now let's go with Gentle Giant. This is called In a Glass House from the same titled album. And I said what year again? 72, 73. Here we go. Gentle Giant. I think this is the second reaction. I know we should do this way more, but here we go. Thank you again, Eric.
See, you're sure you're really seeing what is meant to be a glass, a mirror to reflect what I can inspire, a vision, image, a desire.
It's so good. I mean, it's just so cool that oh man, like if you man, it's so great. I love that this is a little bit more organized. Everything has a little bit more of a, it's not so chaotic. It doesn't mean that it's better and that I don't like chaotic, but it's just easier to consume, I think, this music. It reminds me a bit of Kansas here, and Greybeard is a huge fan of Kansas. I'm a huge fan of Kansas. The stuff that I know, but it's just more here. This is everything sounds a little bit more, yeah, like I said, organized on purpose, you know, I guess to give it a better flow. Love the voice, love the violin, the bass, the distorted bass, a sax is present here. So it automatically sounds a little bit more, I guess, jazz fusion, but still in the prog rock, you know, universe. So really cool. I'm loving this a lot. I want to do some gentle giant with Alexa. She would love this stuff. So let's keep going.
Can you feel the shade? Can you tell me what you see?
Those times that you're there. You gotta be there.
Shall I feel the light until the glass house becomes the night? The dark is gleaming, or am I dreaming? Running everywhere, seeing clearly when I dare. Is it today or is it your way? And the moon must fall. Inspiration waits for your call. For you to
I'm literally sending it to Alexia right now. She just texted me that she's in traffic. I'm gonna make her traffic way better with the song. I'm literally sending her this song right now. I'm like, listen to this. She's gonna love it. All right, so now we have Alexia also reacting to it in the car. This is amazing. I love it. All the different time signatures, all the stop and go. I love that stuff. I know some people don't like it. Just feed me this stuff all day.
when I dare. Is it today or is it your way? And the moon must fall. Inspiration waits for your call. For you to get a silhouette.
Very baroque here.
Every turn I know, disappearing everywhere I go. I look to you for what to do, and only then I see that the glass house is just for me. At any time, it's never mine.
it to my playlist, of course. Insane. I love it. Oh, there's something. There's a minute left here. Let's see if there's something. I'll get you for this, Eric. Jesus. Okay, is another one coming? I don't think so. That scared me half to death. I have to warn Alexia so she doesn't get into a car accident. Okay. Yeah, she hasn't responded, so all right. Okay. Last one. This was perfect. Thank you so much, Eric. Great stuff. People are gonna love this. All of our prog fans. Okay, this is the band Greenslade, and the song we are going. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly. Melange. You know, I don't know. I should have asked Eric before, but let's do the song. And you can correct me. You guys can correct me later. I don't mind. Another epic here. Let's go. Bum bum badum bum 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 badum bum 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 badum bum dum doodle. Like, doesn't it remind you of, like, I don't know, Castlevania or Ghosts and Goblins? Or it does, you know. That's because, yeah, that's the conversation that I have with Eric, because we listen to a lot of score music and video game music as well, and they use a lot of great passages because they only have like 90 seconds, and then it goes on a little. We're talking about games from the 90s. Now they have full orchestras and soundtracks that are 2-3 hours long, but back in the day you had a level and it was maybe like 90 seconds and it would loop, and you had to come up with something very catchy that would sound good on repeat on a constant loop. Because if you were in that level for 30 minutes, it should be like not get boring, you know. I mean, Eric knows exactly what I'm talking about, but yeah, this is a prime example of a line that could be used, you know, to entertain. And then we move on. bass player here is like very forefront, you know. You got to give it to Tony Reeves here. That's the bass player, double bass and co-producer. So I think he just has a lot of say in the music, just like with, you know, Iron Maiden and Steve Harris, that he writes most of the tunes. And I love how the bass is almost like the lead instrument in this. Also, of course, the drums. But I mean, the bass is always in the forefront. It sounds fantastic, really. And that's their first album. Wow. Let's see. Okay, so they did. Okay, I don't know what that was. Sorry. They did 1, 2, 3, 4 albums in the 70s, and then in 2000, 15 years later, they returned with an album that's called Large Afternoon. That would be interesting to explore, and also to see why they went on this hiatus, you know. I mean, it's like, I was even talking about this with Eric yesterday. There's some bands who were, you know, as good as Yes, as good as Genesis, as good as, you know, King Crimson, or, you know, but they just didn't get the same attention, and then they just, you know, said, well, we're gonna have to stop. So it just happens, you know, it happens with bands, even like in the 80s, you know, with thrash metal bands that never got the recognition, and they started at the same time as Metallica or Megadeth and stuff like that, and it just, you know, stayed behind because I don't know, it's just, it is a very difficult business. I'm sure, you know, to, you have to be there at the right time, write the right riff, and it's just a thing. But hey, this was amazing. Thank you so much for these three uber progressive pieces. I hope you guys have a lot of fun with this. Let me know what you think in the comment section. What did you like the best? Did you know these bands? Are they totally obscure? Because also, I think Eric wanted to do something a little bit less known, you know, just like go back into the, you know, into the unknown and get out the hidden gems, you know, the non-played stuff. So that was really a lot of fun. Thank you so much, Eric, for this. Thank you for the marathon, and thanks everyone for watching and for being here with us. Let us know what you think, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.